Hey, here we go. Doing this one live for the first time. So this is a fully live review that we've never done before. I'm here with my family in the background as usual.
Hi.
I've got dogs running around, I've got dinner on the stove, I've got, for those asking like last time, I've got roast chicken with veggies going on tonight. There was a massive conversation about that last time, which is odd. But yeah, so now it's time for me to do the nominated review from Stephen Moore, who wanted me to do Somewhere in Time by Iron Maiden. Now, at the conclusion of this, it'll be around 8 o'clock, and I urge you all to jump over to the Massive or Tequila Mockingbird pages because of their massive announcements coming up at 8 o'clock on each of those pages. So, without any further ado, we'll get to the review, then we'll kick off round 3, and we'll shoot over to the other announcements because I'll be watching those myself. Iron Maiden, Somewhere in Time. 8 tracks for 52 minutes, 6th studio album from the band, released in September 1986 via EMI and Capitol Records. Produced by Martin Birch. Now you really should check out his body of work, it's quite immense and fantastic. The artwork for this album was done by Derek Riggs and is notable for the references all over it that you can spend a lot of time poring over yourself. There is a lot of things. Hi Jimmy, and Nikki says hi to you, Jody. Hi, Nikki. Alright, now, this album was written after the World Slavery Tour, which lasted 331 days and consisted of 187 concerts. Burnout and creative differences were prevalent in this album, as Bruce Dickinson has no writing credits whatsoever on this one. He was convinced they needed to change things up, and he was contributing a whole lot of acoustic-based tracks and things like that to the... Thanks, Jimmy. He was submitting acoustic-based songs which were rejected by the rest of the band. It went so far as to say that Steve Harris thought that Bruce had lost the plot. Jesus, Jimmy, you're going off with the fucking thumbs up. Hey, thumbs up, Jimmy. Okay. Now, also, we can't wait for the news either, Gaz, so we'll be doing that shortly. Now, most of this album has disappeared from their live set. Only Wasted Years and Heaven Can Wait are still played. And the funny thing to note is that the 2 singles from this album, Wasted Years and Stranger in a Strange Land, were both written completely by Adrian Smith. This was also the first band to feature guitar synthesizers, and as such was a bit of a change to their sound. Jesus. Okay, wipe my chin. There we go. Get on with it. I'm getting on with it, Jimmy. Now, going over the track order, the first thing you notice is the shortest track goes for 1 second shy of 5 minutes. As always, the rhythm and guitar work is on point. You expect nothing less from this band. Composition and arrangement are very strong as well. The one thing that really jumps out at you is that this album really wants to jump out of the speakers at you while you're listening to it, which is really cool. Lots of comments going on. Wasted Years, that track, is a truly timeless classic and easily one of the strongest songs, not only on this album, but I reckon one of their strongest songs, period. The timing of this is one of those ones that anyone can get moving to it. Adrian Smith really nailed the groove on that track. The lyrics are fantastic across this release. They're so well written and the songs all tell their story effectively. Well, I hope you enjoy the view up my nose, Ravens call. Now, there are nice time changes across the board to keep all the songs interesting, and considering the tension behind the scenes, it's really good that none of it shows on the record itself. Strong and cohesive across the board for this band and the album. I understand what people say about the sound change on it, but in my opinion, it's natural for them. It works well. It adds something subtle yet strong to the record. It's not overpowering, and it suits the era that this came from. Remember, this was in 1986, so that sort of stuff was all the rage. Overall, the production is phenomenal. Great depth to it, nice use of light and shade and dynamics, which is always really good. The song diversity is really strong, and the track order really showcases that, which is fantastically well done. You can see why songs like Heaven Can Wait and Wasted Years have survived the live set. They are very well suited to that setting. They are perfect for that. I love the tone captured across this whole album. It sounds fantastic. The album really sounds great. Once you really get into this album, you can't deny the diversity of the songs, and it's probably the thing that surprised me the most about revisiting this record. you always know what you're going to get with Iron Maiden, and it's only when you start getting into this kind of process that you really pay attention to things like that, and this one stands up strongly for that one. Who produced it, Danny? I did that at the start. It was produced by Martin Birch. He did a very good job, and he's got a lot of credits across the board, so check out his work. There are lots of different vibes in all the songs. It's really well crafted as an overall product. Hi, Angie. Yeah, Deja Vu. There's a track on here called Deja Vu when you get toward the end of it. That one has an interesting tone shift. Something in the vocals and the way they've done it remind me of sort of a Judas Priest, Rob Halford vibe, which was different. I'm not sure what they did, but there is something different which kind of puts me in mind of that. The weakest track on the album is probably The Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner. But on the flip side, Alexander the Great is one of the better epic songs they've done. A really great storytelling piece. Overall, it's a really good, solid album. I wonder if it's one of those ones that it does get overlooked. I'm not sure, but you can all tell me. You can always give me your comments over there. But if it is overlooked, it certainly should be. There are tracks on here that have truly stood the test of time. The album is now, as I do this, a couple of months shy of 30 years old. Its 30th anniversary is in September. I'm hoping that it does get that recognition, because you always see that those posts go off, when an album turns 30 or 40 or whatever, that hopefully this album gets a lot of that attention that goes on social media. While it's not my all-time favourite Maiden album, I've covered that off before, this is a very strong album and should certainly be checked out by everyone. This may be a bit harder for newer listeners to get into because the length of the songs, it's harder to give this one a casual listen and appreciate it fully, because it's one of those records you need to go from start to finish to really get your head around it. Also, it might have a tendency to lose some people the longer it goes. Still, with songs like Wasted Years, there's something on this for everyone. Getting a lot of comments now, which is good. Now, overall, I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. I picked for my favourites Wasted Years, Heaven Can Wait, Stranger in a Strange Land, and Alexander the Great. Now, how long does it go for? 52 minutes. I have those details all there. Halves reckons I'm waffling. I'm sure I am. I do that a lot.
He does.
Yes, I do. Now, over to you. Give me your thoughts on this fine album, and I guess your general thoughts on Maiden. Like I said, I gave it an 8.5 out of 10, but it's up the fucking irons, baby. You love Iron Maiden. Now, before we have to shut down and go over to the announcements from both Massive and Tequila Mockingbird, time to kick off round 3. So now that I've done this one, I'm not nominated for the next round. So any album you want, any genre, doesn't matter. There are no rules to this. Just one nomination each. You get to pick either myself. You can't pick me, sorry. So it's Dennis, Dave, or Jimmy. And you get to choose whatever album you want. Now, Jimmy's done Mrs. Mills's album already. I've done this one now. So as you can see, it's anything goes, and it'll get drawn out at random in the next few days. Jimmy, if we get Aqua, I hope you do it. Yeah, so start giving us your nominations for who should do the next album and what album you want it to be. Iron Maiden, really, in my opinion, a great brand and band for that matter. And for the record, Dennis and Wayne, fuck you and fuck you, Judas Priest, when it comes to Iron Maiden. There's a bit of a byplay behind the story there. Scarlett's debut. We'll be getting to that one, Scarlett. So yeah, please nominate one of us. So it's got to be Dennis, Dave, or Jimmy to do a review of anything you like. And yeah, I'm waffling. Got a few minutes to go, and then we'll see what happens. I'll fill it. I'm always good at filling time. I'm just going to go through some of the comments that have come up.
I really should tell people that you waffle like that regardless of whether there's a camera.
People can probably hear it, but if you can't hear it, my much better half Jodie is saying that I will waffle like this even when there's not a camera rolling. Marshall's not the GKs. Yeah, I get what you're saying there, Zach. Going through comments, just sort of going through comments. Yeah, I've tracked most of those. Jimmy to review the self-titled Motley Crue. That's cool. Dave for Nightwish Once. Death symbolic. Yeah, you've got some nominations here, but you're not saying who you want to do it. Someone's got to. You got to nominate a person and an album. Okay, we have Jody in the background with Caesar. Here we go. Let's have some fun with the family here. Okay.
Caesar's on the furniture.
That's Caesar and Jody. He's the latest addition. He's a temporary. We're just helping out a rescue society as he comes down here. There's everyone's favourite. There's Fred. There's Fred. And there's Nala. You see her a bit on the TV now too. And here's the 3 dogs. 1, 2, 3. You can kind of get them all in shot. This is how I kill time. Everyone's saying hello to everyone. We have 3 minutes. 3 minutes until Massive and Tequila Mockingbird make their announcements. So let's do a bit of Q&A or something. I don't know. What's going on? Oh, and nominate me. Yeah, next time, after the next one goes through, because we're not going to do 2 in a row each, otherwise we'll all run out of time. Jimmy Pink Funhouse. Den should review Whispering Jack. He loves John Farnham, man. Jimmy, The Night by Morphine. Saxophone. Hello. What you doing? Yes, that's Caesar. As you can see, he's quite the tall boy. No, Bev, I'm not brushing my hair. I already did comb it. Oh. What's up, Andrew? It's I to the... What? What are you... Last CD I listened to. Actual physical CD? Ragdoll. That'd be it. Yes, Tequila Mockingbird are doing very well now, so I'm sure you'll find out more in about 2 minutes. So I'm going to start wrapping this up. Def Leppard slang. He's done that, and it was an interesting review. We're going to be uploading this one to YouTube, just so everyone knows, and then we'll have some more feedback. Hi, thanks for that. My children are having a lot of fun at my expense now.
I'm just sitting here.
Crocus? Roxas? Oh, no. It's Liam. Okay. Fair enough. We have 2 Great Danes here currently, Nikos, and the other one, the tan one, he's a Great Dane cross Rottweiler. So that's our 3 dogs running around the place. They're quite large and eat a shitload. We have 1 minute to go, time to wrap it up. So I'm going to head off because I want to watch the announcements from Massive and Tequila Mockingbird myself. So keep the comments going. Keep it going. Keep the nominations going. Say who you want. 1 nomination each. Jimmy, Dennis, or Dave. And what album you want. Any genre goes. Have fun. What breed are you? Jesus, Bev. What breed am I? Feral. I'm just a bitzer. There we go, Bev. Bev's my sister, in case everyone wants to know that. Anyway, time to go. 8 o'clock is almost here, so drink up, rock on. We'll be back again very soon. Otherwise, there's a new episode this Saturday night about Legions of Steel. See you then. Bye-bye.